society organizations, we had Concerned Citizens of Atlantis and the South African National Civic Association. What's the next slide? So this is the list, that was the list of people that I called forward. One of the things that I said in terms of applying the principles was that we had to look at the diversity and diversification of the CSN. And what was interesting is when we did the final tally and we looked at it, we saw that in terms of gender, we have 17% female representativity versus 83% male. 25% Black African versus 75% colored. Language, we've got 25% isiXhosa, 8% English, and 67% Afrikaans. And in terms of religion, 17% Muslim and 83% Christian. Now, what we didn't do, and what we didn't have time to do, was actually map that against the demographic of Atlantis. So we don't know how well it correlates with the broader demographic of Atlantis. So we might be off. We might still have challenges in terms of the makeup of the constituted body called the CSN. But what we have demonstrated is that there is an element of diversity and representativity on the CSN structure. I would recommend that the newly formed CSN, as part of their mandate, and probably one of the first critical things that they would have to look at, is how they would ensure that there is better representativity of, example, women on the board. It's a very low number. But that again is an action that I would put forward and recommend to the CSN structure to consider as a priority item. And why I'm emphasizing this is because the key stakeholders that are going to support this process, one of the things they're going to look at is how well and how diverse is that group in terms of its representativity in order to support them moving forward in their work.
As I said, one objection against the classification of race in black and colored, because I consider myself to be black. I don't like that term. Okay. So you have to look at
Look, we just use the conventional.
Sorry, I agree with firstly, if you don't mind, can I just sit een beetje ingespring, it's offside, but let us resolve this point quickly. The problem with the classifications are that the new government, remember the apartheid days that almost was saying, so in the new in the post-apartheid legislation, in the law, especially the law dealing with equality, they have defined categories of people in the equality law, and those categories of people are reflected throughout government structures. And the categories that they defined were white, Indian, colored, for me so-called, and African. Those are the four classifications. And when they refer to, and then they refer to black as an umbrella term, even in the legislation, for those who are African, colored, and Indian. So that's an umbrella term. It's why he made the distinction black Africans, because we are also black. And of course, I will speak about a different reason about who I am, but today's debate is not about these classifications. So, yes, I understand, but he clarified that, but it's a very good point that you make to make sure that there's a focus. Okay, so we couldn't intervene and say, nah, it's Sumaki, because First Nation, because so on and so on. It's there for them to deal with that. But I think the spirit of your point is taken. Thank you.
The last slide that I'm going to talk to you is essentially our key observations. As I alluded to right at the beginning, this was not a flawless process. There were certain areas of improvement. And I certainly hope that if this is implemented again, we'll take some serious lessons out of it. But what was critical for me was that with all of this, coming to the tail end of the process, we recognized the work that Green Cape did. They did an excellent job in getting us to this point of the program. As a matter of fact, I would like to emphasize at this point Ursula Wellman and her team, I think did an excellent job, and we concluded as part of our observations that we had to recognize Green Cape as part of the structure. The same goes for the IC. I think that these people volunteered their time, they put in a lot of hard work and effort to get us to this point. So well done to the interim committee as well. And yes, there are certainly observations which we will detail in the report in terms of what we believe could have been done better and smarter, etc. To qualify, I think, our position, our final position in terms of the overall transparency and effectiveness of this process. So at this point, I'm going to conclude. I'm going to open the floor to questions. I'm going to hand over to the chair for people to comment.
Thank you very much. I want to recognize the person who had his hand there, then I'll come to you. The young gentleman there was jumping up and down, wanting to say something. Right, brother. Okay. Could I just, you're going to ask questions about the presentation? Oh, sorry, wait. Yeah, before we get to that, wait my friend. Did we just clarify? Because if it comes into later come, it's another meeting. They think maybe this is a meeting about, sit down for long. They think this is a different meeting. This meeting is only about the ASEZ electoral process and the report from the two Green Cape and from the Oversight Committee. If you have a comment, you must confine it to that. Or question you have.
No, I'm representing a public library, especially a public library in Atlantis. And I would just like to know, first, it's like important, I want to gather information on, if I want to gather information on the current developments in the Western Economic Zone, I'd like to know, because I'm keeping a file on the Atlantis community, and I'd like to update you for the basically school pupils, the students. And I'd like to know more about, what they're busy with, and I'd like to know more about the NPOs and the business people, because we sometimes need them to address the students, I'd like to know if I can contact them, how do I contact them, how do I get information on them, so that I can maybe ask them to come and talk to the children, when it comes to career days and so on.
Hello, good afternoon everybody, and first and foremost, thank you for the hard work that you put in here. I've been to a couple of meetings, and yes, I am a veteran for those that argued with me yesterday. On a serious note, we need to look at, as I understand it, this is supposed to be the AGM where the people get elected into office, and this is the structure that will take the ASEZ forward. Now it is very, very clear that goal wasn't reached entirely. And I think, or I don't know, if we're going to open the floor to actually discuss that a bit more and unpack it as to how we're going to do that. We've seen the gentleman, and I share his sentiments sincerely, and I support his views, but I also agree that we need to do it in an orderly fashion and in a disciplined way. So I would propose that we take that process forward now.
Thank you. Firstly, thank you very much to the gentleman there. I think information is very important. Every one of us have an obligation to ensure that we provide you with all the information you need in order to strengthen and enrich our young kids and people within the community. So everyone, in fact, I'm going to ask Green Cape to share the database of contacts and organizations with you, and anyone else has information to give to you, business organizations to make contact with you and for you to be able to network with them so that you can draw from those resources to strengthen our community and our young people in particular. That's the first point. So the second point, I'll be within a moment, my brother. The second point is, again, maybe some people may have arrived late. As I understand the process, and as it was explained, the people who did the presentation here didn't do it on their own. They got mandates. They received mandates. And when it was agreed that people would be elected, they said there must be a document that sets out how that election will take place. Ons wil nie sommer mix spaghetti, alles deur mekaar, vir al die kos in een pot eet. And we specifically said in the debate was, we do not want the election in a single meeting. We want the election to be grassroots in the sectors. And we want it to be organized umbrella structures from the different sectors. But when everybody is elected, they must represent the whole community. They must represent everyone. And what is crucial for the people of Atlantis is to ensure that these people do their work. You must monitor, you must evaluate them, and you must make sure they have regular feedback systems. So in other words, they must have a communication plan, they must let you know how they're going to do what they're going to do, and you must have the right to look at what they're doing. If they're not working within their sector, if they're not working within the community, you must mobilize against them and mobilize to remove them. Because their responsibility is to mobilize and work for the whole of Atlantis. So there was never ever been a mandate that at this AGM all the people would be elected. There has never been such a mandate. The only mandate has been that elections will take place in the sectors, first point. But what is important is that once the people are elected, because they see each other for the first time here, where there's coffee or other kind of stuff, there will be a short adjournment, and the people we elected will then have a short discussion and let us know if it's possible for them to choose and elect their office bearers so that they can immediately let the community know who these people are. And then on the basis of that, to get their mandates in terms of the elected, because these are just people elected through the sectors now. Now they have to choose their office bearers, and they will then have a responsibility amongst themselves to decide who the best people are to perform different kinds of roles. Okay? That is what was agreed to in the process. So now I see two hands, one on my left and one on my right. Can I just recognize it? I'll come to you in a moment. I must recognize that hand first. Then the hand, and then on my left and
Goeiemiddag, ek is Stenis Mac. Ek wil net baie kalm en 'n paar vragies vra. Ek wil baie spesifiek wees. Okay. Die faith-based organization, die twee means. Volgens my kennis as 'n inwoner van Atlantis, Reverend Alberts is deel and the founder van a political organization, whereby I also serve on the executive body of a political organization. I somehow have a problem with people serving on executive bodies of political organizations and they're part of a committee, which means their loyalty is going to lie with the political organizations, which means they are bound to their laws and instructions and whatever. How is it tested that they give you the fact that they've got 10 or 20 or 15 other organizations that serves amongst them? How was they tested? And then the other thing is this: a lot of the interim steering committee members that's here, I see them have also been elected on the board. And to me that's a concern, because they were part and parcel of setting up the terms of reference. So, hulle het 'n voorsprong gehad, because they were setting it up so they were prepared in whichever other way we were not prepared. So I've got a concern with that. I think as like the same with the oversight committee that could not participate and stand on any of those sectors, they had to excuse themselves. The same would have gone for the interim committee, because they never hulle het nie ontbind nie. At no meeting wat het sê, hulle stop nou hier, activity stop hier. Nie 'n maand of 2 voor die elections process het hulle gestop of ontbind nie, which means they were very much active in their roles. My last point is this. How are we going to, my problem is the SANCO, let's say for argument's sake, the umbrella body, the fact that you raise umbrella bodies. Some of these organizations that are elected are affiliated to SANCO, which means at the end of the day, those people affiliated, organizations affiliated to an umbrella body is going to run the monopoly. That's my problem, and then it's going to end up in a political, because Mishka, with the civic organization, they are part of a good political party and they stand in offices. That's my problem. And myself as a community member, I need to get clarity on the criteria that was set up. How was it tested? Their involvement by saying, I've got so many people under me, got so many organizations amongst me, 10 churches. What church are you talking about? Are you scared of 3 means, 3 means? What church are you talking about? That's just my question.
Good afternoon, everybody. I was